Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. I know it is the 12th of January, but you know, everybody's gonna be saying Happy New Year because January has like 655 days. But I thought I would do a little video where I look back on 2019 and some of the things that I've learned. I think every year it's always nice to reflect and see what you've learned in that year and how you can move forward, the things that you've used to be able to make you a better person in the following year. So I'm gonna take a little look back on my 2019. So one of the first things that happened in 2019 is that I dived in front of my son, Robbie, for the very first time down in Plymouth at the National Championships. And it was one of the craziest and most surreal things because I've been diving all my life, but I haven't been a dad my whole life. So being able to stand up there on the diving board and see my son and my husband like sitting there cheering and clapping is a feeling that I will never get used to. It just feels so nice and fuzzy, if you like. Fuzzy and warm to have your family there watching, and to have a family of my own now, it makes it extra special. So took him down to Plymouth and he watched me compete.
Ladies and gentlemen, our champions, Tom and Maddie Lee. And you got your fam in as well, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. It's the first time that my son came to watch me dive.
Well, it wouldn't be in Plymouth if we didn't take Robbie to see some horses.
Orangutan.
Look at the horses, Robbie. And you've got your Texas boots on.
Yeah.
Say hiya. Say hiya. Look at Nana. Nana's touching the horses.
Yeah.
Say hiya.
That sounds fun. Yeah, that's brilliant. And then,
Another thing that I learned in 2019 is that some foods should never be tried. I mean, I tried candy from Brazil, Japan, Turkey. I tried baby food. I tried foods my Instagram followers hate. Here's some of the things that we didn't like. Ah, you hear that? What the hell is that? Who eats that? No. That looks absolutely disgusting.
It's like peas pudding.
Oh.
Did you like that? That tastes like wetsuit.
It tastes like wetsuit.
It smells like wetsuit. That is vile.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Sardines. I genuinely have a hatred for these things. No, I can't. I don't think I can do that. It's in a tomato sauce as well.
What?
Mum, I don't think you understand. No. Do you like them, Mum?
yeah, I love mustard.
Well, another thing, sometimes when you think things aren't gonna happen just yet, or things might be impossible, or things are gonna be really difficult and really hard, with the right attitude and the right belief within yourself, positive self-talk and goal setting and believing that you can do it, really can change everything. If you had told me that this year would have been, well, 2019 was gonna be my most successful World Series ever, that I would have won a gold in Canada in the individual and 2 golds in London in front of a home crowd in the 10-meter synchro and the mixed 3-meter synchro, like I would have thought that would have been impossible. So for me to be able to work with Grace and with Matty and my coach Jane to get to that point where I was able to win those medals is something that, you know, I want to take some of that attitude forward into 2020 because 2020 is the Olympic year. So I need to make sure I've got as much of that attitude as possible. Here's a little look at what happened in Canada and in London. from diving, another thing that I learned is just because I'm a dad does not mean that I should tell dad jokes. I just lost 20% of my couch. Ouch.
That is so stupid. That's so dumb.
Sad news. My obese parrot died today.
That's not even the punchline.
But it's a huge weight off my shoulders.
Oh, come now. A man goes to a costume party with nothing but a naked woman on his back. Sounds horrible. What are you supposed to be then, the host asks. I'm a turtle. How can you be a turtle when all you've got is that naked woman on your back? Oh, her? That's just Michelle.
I had a pet newt once. I called him Tiny because he was minute.
Oh my god, come on.
And 2019 was the first opportunity to qualify for the Olympics, both in the individual and the 10 meter synchro with Matty. So we were in Gwangju for the World Championships, and to qualify a year in advance, you have to come top 12 in the individual, which means making the final out of, I think there was 50, 40 divers in that event. Cuts to 18 for the semi-final and then 12 for the final. And if you want to qualify in the synchro event a year out, and only 8 pairs ever get selected to go, and one of them is Japan, and that spot's already taken, you have to win a medal at the World Championships. And one thing I can say I'm very happy about is that I've qualified Team GB a spot for the Olympics a year out, and that was in Gwangju, and that was a mega experience over in Gwangju. We did it! Yay! How exciting! We got a bronze medal, which means, I didn't say this earlier on in the vlog because I was really didn't want to jinx it, but if you come top 3 at the World Championships the year before the Olympics, we qualify a spot for the Olympic Games. And we did it! We did it! Goodness, we did it. 2 spots for Great Britain. Me and Noah qualified for the final, which means we qualified 2 spots for the Olympic Games. Talking about Japan and the Olympics being this year, I went to Japan in August and it was one of the most fun trips ever, and I got to see so many amazing things, learned so much about the Japanese culture and got to see so many awesome places. So here's a little look at some of the best bits of that. Another thing I learned was how to be a top of the men's 4 in Spelthorne Gymnastics Club, which was good fun. I did a back double, I did a back somersault, I was doing all kinds of tricks off the top of these 3 guys that were launching me into the air. It was an experience, and hopefully the whole aim of that video was to help raise money and raise awareness, because they are unfunded and they struggle to go to all the competitions, the European Championships, World Championships. They're not funded athletes, so all the help that you could give them on that video would mean a lot to me anyway. And here's a little look at how I was as a top. Sorry, that's how not to do it. something that I always take away from every single year in every moment, is that family time is so precious. You never know how much you're gonna get of it and how often you're gonna get it. But for me, like, one of the biggest things is spending as much time together as a family. And this Christmas was one of the most special things ever. To go away, we went to Val d'Isere and we had a snowy chalet up in the Alps, and it was the most amazing time ever.
Lance is terrible. Look, he's clinging on for dear life.
Those are some of the things that I learned in 2019, and you know, one of the biggest things as well is learning that being a dad athlete is really tough. Having to go away and go to training camps and go to competitions, I miss that little man so much. So that's been a big shock to the system, but thank goodness for FaceTime and being able to see him, because it'd be even more difficult if it wasn't for that. But you know, it also gives me a sense of perspective that no matter how I do, if I do well or if I do badly, that I get to go home and Robbie's gonna be looking up at me smiling and giving me a hug no matter what. And I think there's something that's really special and powerful and gives perspective on everything when you know that no matter what, he's gonna be there. So that makes me happy. So I'm gonna do my absolute best in 2020, and I think everyone has their New Year's resolutions, and for me it's just about taking what I learned in 2019 and moving it forward into 2020 and using what I can to get the best out of it. And who knows what's gonna happen, but I guess we'll see by the end of 2020 what it has in store for me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, comment in the comments, I guess, what your New Year's resolutions are, and if you still manage to stick to them on the 12th of January or not. Anyway, I will see you guys next week. Peace out.